Hi, this is Chef John. I'm here to walk you through how to complete a butcher's yield form. Before we begin, if you have questions about the formulas we use in the spreadsheet, there is a red Excel guide tab on the bottom here. If you click on that, you will see these formulas explained to you. A butcher's yield form is used to determine costs on products that you are fabricating further. Generally, we're doing that for high-ticket items like steaks and chicken and fish, but you really can do it for any item. For vegetables, for example, if you're getting raw, fresh vegetables in and you want to determine a yield and a cost, you can use this form. Now, anytime you are completing one of these assignments, you'll want to make a copy of this spreadsheet before you begin. In order to do that, you'll want to right-click on the tab and it'll say Move or Copy. So click on that, and then there's a box to check that says Create a Copy. And then press OK, and that copy you'll see over here. Now you'll want to rename that. So again, right-click on that. There's a tab there for Rename, and we're going to rename that a Chicken Butcher's Yield. For the butcher's yield form, we're going to be calculating yield and portion cost. We're going to use formulas that are listed on some of these lines and refer to this terminology. This is standard terminology used in the industry for some of these items. As an example, as purchased quantity, that's your quantity before you trim anything. Your edible portion quantity is after trimming. Your as purchased cost is anything purchased before trimming, and your edible portion cost is after trimming. To begin the form, enter your name, enter the date, enter the item. In this case, it will be whole chicken, and enter the vendor. And our vendor is Fortune Fish. To begin the exercise, we're going to enter the as purchased quantity of the product in pounds and ounces. Our chicken weighs 4 pounds, 4 ounces, but we have to express that as a decimal. 4 pounds, 4 ounces is 4 1/4 pounds, or 4.25 pounds. Then we're going to convert that quantity into ounces on the next line, and you'll see the formula there. So we're entering equals into this cell. We're clicking on line 1 here, the 425. We're using an asterisk as multiplication, and then we're clicking on 16 as a factor because 16 ounces are in a pound, and then hitting enter, and now our chicken weight has been converted to ounces. The next thing we're going to do is enter our as purchased cost per pound, and in order to do that, we're going to link it to the inventory. The reason we want to do that is because anytime that inventory gets updated, it will also update the price on the butcher's yield. So in this cell we're entering equals, we're going to the inventory. We're looking up the chicken. In this case we use the chicken from the whole chicken, and we want to click on the price per pound. You'll see that's highlighted, and then hitting enter, and now you'll see that that price has been dropped into the cost per pound. Now we're going to convert the price per pound into ounces. So we are taking the $1.83 and we're going to divide it, and that's a / whoops, and then clicking on that factor of 16 and hitting enter. So now we have our price per ounce, which is 11 cents. Now we're going to add up our total as purchased cost. So to do that, we are going to take our price per ounce and multiply it by our ounces. So we're taking line 2 and we're multiplying it by line 4, and that will give us a total price for our chicken, which is $7.78. Next, we are going to determine our yield from that chicken. To begin with, we'll want to take line 2, our total ounces, and drop it down into this cell here. And to do that, we're going to enter equal in this cell and click on that 68 and hit enter, and it's dropped down into it. Then we're going to enter our trim weight. In this case, out of that 68 ounces, we had 30 ounces of trim, fat, and bone. Now to calculate the edible portion, we're going to subtract that 30 ounces from the 68 ounces. And so we're going to enter equals. We're going to click on 68 and subtract it from the 30. And so here you see that our edible portion quantity in ounces is 38 ounces. Next, we're going to calculate our EP yield percentage. So in this cell, we're going to enter line 8 and divide it by line 6. So you're taking the edible yield and dividing it by the whole. And so you see that our yield is 56%. So now we're going to determine our edible portion cost per ounce. And in order to do that, we're going to take our total as purchased cost and divide it by our edible portion quantity. So we're going to put in this cell equals, go up to line 5, and click on $7.78, and then we're going to divide it by our edible portion quantity on line 8. And so you'll see now our cost per ounce has changed. It's now 20 cents instead of 11 cents. And that reflects the fact that we've taken out trim and bone and fat from it. Next, we're going to convert the price per ounce into a price per pound. So we're going to multiply that 20 ounces by a factor of 16. And now you'll see that our cost per pound is $3.27 compared to $1.83. To calculate your portion cost, you're going to take your cost per ounce and multiply it by your portion size. So in this cell, we're going to enter equals. We're going to click on that 20 cents per ounce, and we're going to multiply it by our portion size. So if you recall, our portion size was 6 ounces, so we're going to click on that cell. And now you see that our portion cost is $1.23. Now, we're also going to calculate our theoretical number of portions based on our raw yield. So in order to do that, we're going to take our edible portion quantity and divide it by our portion size. So in this cell, we're going to enter equals. We're going to click on line 8, that 38 ounces. And in this case, we're going to divide by 6 ounces. So now you see that we have 6 1/3 portions. As you probably have figured out, we can't get 1/3 of a portion and sell it to a customer. So we'll have to round down there. The $1.23 portion is a theoretical number. And by that, all we're doing is taking this 38 ounces and dividing it by the portion size. But if we continue to portion and trim, we may not end up with that. So this next line relates to the actual number of portions after portioning. Generally, we get about 4 portions out of a chicken. So we're going to recalculate this food cost by taking our total as purchased cost from line 5, which is at $7.78, and we're going to divide it by our number of portions that we know we can probably get out of that chicken. And in this case, you'll see the difference there. It's quite a bit. So what's theoretical is just on paper, but when we actually fabricate them, this is generally what we get out of a chicken. Now it's your turn to create 3 butcher's yield forms. You will be doing one for steak, one for chicken, and one for fish. Remember to make a copy of your original butcher's yield form and rename it like I did for the chicken butcher's yield. Link your purchase cost to the inventory and save everything and upload it to the Blackboard assignment site. If you have questions about the formulas, remember the Excel guide. Also, there's a tutorial, video tutorial on the Blackboard site you can use. And if you have questions, certainly let's talk. You can email me or text me and we can work through the problem together.